We are here as Kamwene Leadership Forum, and we want to add our voices as a group in condemning the actions of the KK illegitimate regime, which we find clueless and insensitive. The manner in which they are handling national affairs has caused untold suffering to a majority. The recent hike in fuel prices have hit hardest among the very vulnerable. Hiking the price of kerosene by 33 shillings at one go is totally insensitive. And we notice this is happening when Kenyans are already under a burden of high taxation and worsening economic conditions. It is also a time of high joblessness. I think we all witnessed in Embakasi yesterday thousands who came looking for only 350 jobs. So we know this is a time when most households do not even have a single person having formal employment. We therefore feel that this is insensitive and against the people. We notice that the taxation on a liter of fuel is 79 shillings, which makes it just 40% of the price. So it is not true to tell Kenyans that the hike in fuel prices is dictated by the high oil prices around the world. We do remember KK promising during the campaigns, and particularly this was by Ruto, that the multiple taxation on fuel was unreasonable, and the promise to do away with most of this taxation. That promise has turned to be a hoax. The regime has failed to prioritize the basic needs of Kenyans, such as health, education, and food. On the issue of education, we note that many children are out of schools because they cannot afford fees. Those who reported, many have been sent home, and the parents are unable to get them back. For university students, it's a terrible time because the KK regime has opted to abolish the system that has been tried and tested, worked for years, where every child, irrespective of their social standing, was entitled to a student loan. That is what educated those in KK and most of us. And that is what equalized the poor and the rich, children of the poor and the rich, because all had an equal chance of joining university, courtesy of the loan. Now we have a situation where university will be a preserve of the rich, and where the KK regime introduces a system where they are able to discriminate in issuance of the loans. We do not know what they will be using. I was just wondering whether it will be the height, the social circumstances, or is it by name that they will be issuing the loans. This is totally unacceptable. We also notice rising insecurity, and we particularly point to Lamu, where people have been brutalized, killed, and their businesses and houses destroyed. The many incidents of insecurity in northern Kenya and other parts of the country. We would want to see sufficient security personnel deployed in these areas instead of employing police to harass people. The dreaded and newly minted SSU police squad, that is Special Service Support Unit, which harassed, maimed, and killed Kenyans during the demonstration, is the one that is now being used politically to harass Kenyans. And you remember a recent incident where a businessman was abducted. And only days ago when Maina Jenga was abducted by this very unit. And we are alerting Kenyans to know that there is now a political wing of the police out to harass those who dissent. And I would tell my colleagues here, beware, because we've seen Uhuru targeted, we've seen Maina Jenga targeted. Next, it could be any of us or any other dissenting figures in the country. On the ongoing dialogue, we notice that one of the priority items was cost of living. It still remains cost of living, electoral justice, and respect for political parties. KK has not shown any signs of taking these issues seriously. The cost of living and the spike in fuel prices has spiked when the talks are supposed to be commencing to deal with those very issues. Cessation of harassment of dissenting voices, and also respect for political parties. We have seen Ruto himself embracing those who have been disciplined by political parties. We are telling our team, kindly be woke. Be woke, so that if the KK regime is not serious in these talks, then we should know of our next move.